This episode of Distraction is sponsored by Landmark College in beautiful Putney, Vermont, the college of choice for students who learn differently. Learn more about how we help students with ADHD succeed in college at lcdistraction.org. Hello, this is Dr. Ned Hallowell with a mini episode of Distraction. And by the way, please be in touch with us. Let us know what direction you want us to take, what topics you want us to address, what guests you'd like us to reach out to. We follow your lead. We depend on your input. Please be in touch with us. So I want to talk a little bit about ADHD, a term, by the way, that I'm in the process of changing. The new book John Rady and I are writing. We are introducing our new term, VAST, Variable Attention Stimulus Trait, instead of the cumbersome, misleading term ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It's not a disorder, it's a trait. It can be a disorder, but it can also be an asset. And it's not a deficit of attention, it's an abundance of attention. So the term itself is misleading and really inaccurate. But it's called ADHD. So for now, we'll call it what it's called in the official diagnostic manual. What are the worst parts of having it? You know, and it can be a terrible thing to have. Russell Barkley's latest numbers show that the average person who has ADHD loses 15 to 16 years of life due to not taking care of themselves, not going for medical care, accidents due to, failure to pay attention, addictions, substance abuse, drug abuse, unemployment, all the comorbid problems that go with ADHD, and that's the bad part of having it. If you don't take care of it, if you don't get diagnosed, if you don't take it seriously, if you're one of those people who, quote unquote, doesn't believe in it, well, it'll believe in you. Namely, it'll hurt you, and it'll hurt you real bad. This condition, if you have it, and if you don't deal with it, addiction is 5 to 10 times more common in people who have it. And as you know, addiction can end your life or certainly shorten your life and most definitely curtail the quality of your life in a major way. I hope you all are not affected by it, but most people know people who are. And it's a terribly sad thing to watch, the gradual decline in quality of life. And what makes it even sadder is most people who struggle with addiction also have extraordinary talent. So the bad side of having ADHD is what happens when you don't get help for it. Depression is much more common. Anxiety disorders, much more common. Addiction, much more common. Accidents, traffic accidents, 8 times more common. Injuries, accidents, suicide, more common. Divorce, more common. Unemployment, more common. Living on the margins of life, feeling marginalized, feeling left out, underachievement in school, on the job, you name it. ADHD untreated, unrecognized, untreated, tends to have a negative impact. It can truly ruin your life, or at least hold you back from becoming all that you could otherwise become. It can be a terrible condition to have, And this is coming from me, who is known for helping people turn it into an asset, which it can indeed be. In my life, ADHD is an asset. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And in the lives of the millions of entrepreneurs who have it, it's an asset. Kerry Mullis, who won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, has it, and it's an asset for him. David Neeleman, who founded JetBlue Airlines and several other airlines, it's an asset for him. So it can be an asset if you manage it properly. But if you don't, as Russell Barkley has proven with his very careful statistical analysis of the condition, it can absolutely ruin your life. So it's very important to take it seriously and not blow it off and say, oh, it's a made-up condition. It's anything but made up. It's very real. and very can be very devastating. But the good news is if you do take it seriously, if you do get help, then you can turn it all around. Then you can turn it into a very positive force in your life. You know, as I say to kids, it's like you've got a Ferrari engine with bicycle brakes. Well, a Ferrari engine with no brakes is very dangerous. You can crash and burn and die. But a Ferrari with brakes wins races. You're a champion in the making. And that's the deal. That's the deal. So for goodness sake, go see a brake specialist. Go get your ADHD treated so you can go from being a disaster in the making to becoming a champion in the making. This is Dr. Ned Hallowell for Distraction. Distraction is created by Sounds Great Media. Our producer is the ever wonderful, beautiful, and effervescent Sarah Guertin, and the podcast is recorded and mixed by the amazingly talented Pat Keogh.